This is Bio 1200. I'm Sarah Hayes, and today we're going over the lac operon. The question for this is lactase, an enzyme that breaks down lactose, produced. So we have our lac operon. There are two things to know. We have glucose, and we have lactose. We can have these in any amounts. The bacteria can come into them with high glucose, low lactose, or vice versa. And it'll affect our lac operon, which is a negative inducible. So let's get into it. We have a high glucose and high lactose. So the first thing to note about this is for glucose, this will affect the CAP site. So if there's a lot of glucose, C-amp is not produced. If C-amp is not produced, it will not bind to CAP. And then these two will not bind to the CAP site. So this affects CAP. If this does not bind to the gene, transcription does not happen. If there is lactase, allolactase will be produced in low amounts, and it'll bind to an inducer, which will bind to the operon. Without this, transcription does not occur. So this will influence allolactose. So let's see under what circumstances transcription will occur. With a high glucose, C-amp will not be produced. Without C-amp, CAP will not bind. So it's a no. No binding to the CAP site. For high lactose, allolactose is produced, so it will bind to the operator. Next, we have low glucose and high lactose. With a low glucose, CAP will be produced, as glucose will not interfere with its production, and allolactose will be produced because of the high lactose. Transcription will occur in this case because both are yeses, where it did not occur here. Next, we have a high glucose and a low lactose. With high glucose, C-amp is not produced, and so it will not bind to the CAP site. With a low lactase, allolactase is not produced, and so it will not bind to the operon. Transcription does not occur. With a low glucose and a low lactose, the low glucose will allow C-amp to bind to the CAP site, but allolactose will not be in the operon, so transcription will not occur. The only situation in which lactase, the enzyme for lactose, is produced is if we have a low glucose and a high lactose. And that's all for this video.